Good afternoon, everyone. So we'd like to welcome you to the second panel for the afternoon. This is Debbayoti. I'm from AD Studio. I look after the interiors and the project management aspects of the firm. Today, mostly we'll be speaking about the washroom and the innovative concepts. Our topic for today's panel is functionality, typology, and usability. So we'll start with Pooja from Debbayoti Design. Hi, Pooja. Debbayoti. Yeah. So you can just introduce a bit about your firm and then we'll start with the questionnaire.
I'm from Debbayoti Design. Our firm is 7 years old, though I have an experience of 25 years. So we are doing townships and commercial and residences also. We are doing villas, but toilet, washrooms, it plays a role in every building. So we cannot distinguish the area specifically for us.
Then moving to Ritu from Ritu Singh Interiors.
Hi, myself Ritu Singh, and this is a partnership firm with my brother, and we are into interiors, architecture and structure, and we are vastu consultants, and apart from that, we are furniture manufacturers also. So we are dealing in residential and commercials.
Okay. Then moving to Ranjeet from Concept Next.
Yeah, that's right. Hi. I'm architect Ranjeet Kaur, and we are into this business from last 19 years. So we are mainly doing higher end residence. So bathrooms are definitely part of my daily job. In every project we try to give something new, innovate not just in lobbies or bedrooms. This is an integral part of our design side. So this is also one of my favorite things. Sorry. So it's good to be here and looking all these new products and accommodating into your designs.
Then we have Shruti from SDA Design Works.
Hi, I'm Shruti. I'm from SDA Design Works, and we've been into the interior design business since last 22 years. And we are into interiors within the Tri-City as well as the Delhi NCR. And this partnership is with my husband in this firm. So we are into majorly luxury residential interior design projects as well as retail, commercial and institutional design. And apart from that, I'm also an interior design educator, and I'm heading the Faculty of Architecture and Design with Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Studies. And I've been also into academics since last 20 years. So I love inculcating the design education into young minds, young designers too. So that is again one of my passions apart from just designing.
Okay, then we can start with the discussion right now. So the first topic that we have, I'll just read it out and then we can just go out of turn or whatever you guys feel comfortable. Emphasize then ideation. User experience is imperative to any and all types of design. Knowing the root causes and targeting those into creating efficient bathroom spaces is important. What kind of generic functional design elements one tends to leave while designing such spaces?
So basically bathroom is more of a functional area, definitely. So we look at, when we're looking at powder rooms, it's a 2-fixture bathroom, and when we are moving further, it becomes a 3-fixture or a bigger or a better bathroom. But apart from the functionality, when we look at bathroom design since the last 10 years, it has really evolved, and it has moved on to a luxury space, especially in residential design as well as hospitality design. So, it has, absolutely transformed, and the kind of fixtures, fittings, the brands that we have are really, into the next dimension when we're talking about these brands. So one of them is Fima that I looked at, today, and all the products that you have, and it's absolutely competitive around the world with the best of the brands. So the dimension that I'm talking about, people in luxury interior design want to get a spa-like feel in their bathrooms, because the life has become so absolutely full of stress that this is the only time that you have with yourself. So that's the reason the design industry with bath design or bath remodeling is also evolving. So it's really fun to design, and I'm really passionate about designing bathrooms especially. So it's one of my favorite fun areas to design spaces like these with all these luxury fittings available.
according to the functionality, first we listen to the client and we talk about the functionality and what about their experience about the bathing. I want to listen from the client that what they want, what are they liking, what are their choices about the materials, what are the color themes. So we can design according to their taste and about the materials. So we can design according to that. Of course, that's a fun part because bathrooms are luxury and compact area according to their bathrooms. So we'll love to design that small area according to with the coves and the backlit stones.
According to me, first we visualize what our client wants, because some clients they want to use the toilet for rush hour, some wants for guests, some wants for their children. So the purposes are really different nowadays, and everybody wants their specific washroom to be designed. I think out of box things every client wants. So in this way, I feel Fima, they have come with those things so that we can implement them in the design, their fittings and all. Not only that, toilet sizes, that needs to be worked out very well. So accommodating all these things needs to be worked out more.
Actually, whenever we are designing any bathroom, so we have to keep few things in mind. First is the space, second is the budget. Every client has different budget. So for a luxury segment, we design very, very big spaces. We can have even landscape court in that. We have freestanding basins. We have a lot of things we can accommodate. But the challenging part is designing a small toilet with a limited budget. That's the most challenging part. So for that, you have to design a nice shower area and a small vanity accommodated with all the stuff they wanted. They want all of the stuff of the dresser into their washroom. That's the most challenging. Every woman wants, give me this, give me storage here and there. And to accommodate each and everything, and considering a design also. We cannot leave design at any point. So that's really challenging design.
Yeah, so I think as beautifully put by you all, just the same thing. So I think washrooms are something that's important to any and every project. Like for me, mostly, at least I would say 50% of my entire project is mostly residential right now. So washrooms play a huge role. And like for example, I'm working a lot for builders. So there you have limited sizes of washroom, then you have sizes, but those are the selling points for our builders also. So that's kind of like the first discussion once you're done. Like, so my husband is looking at the architecture bit of it. So once that is done, then it kind of moves into my area. And those are the kind of first discussions we start having. What rooms inside the washroom, outside the washrooms are very important. But again, rightly pointed, builder floor is not somewhere that I would love to use a brand like Fima. And their products are absolutely state of the art. Some of the products I hadn't seen in person. But yeah, I mean, so like some boutique farmhouse project that I'm doing, or something where we can kind of engage all of these things.
Even in builder floors, you have some luxury product also. It's not just for end user, it is for selling also.
Yeah,
I think
so washrooms are very, very important for the product. Yeah.
So I have a point over here, even when we are talking about builder floors.
Right.
So like you said that it's a big selling point, right? So because all these functional areas, when you are giving the customer an extra edge.
Correct.
And these are the places, these functional places are the places where you can give this extra edge by giving that extra edge to the luxury part of it.
Correct.
So the space becomes more sellable.
Yeah.
So
they want luxury.
They are working towards the same
price. Yeah. You don't have a luxurious material. They won't give you a very expensive stone. You have to work within cheaper tiles, but they look for a brand and faucets. What faucet they have used, what WC they have used, they will look for that. Whenever you are going in a selling project.
The tiles or stone.
They are not concerned about the tile brand. They are concerned about the fitting and the fixture. What brand they have used.
Important part of the builder agreement. Like I'm also a project manager, so
yes.
I
specifying all that.
Yeah. So you can't go with a cheap brand. That's the main code.
Exactly.
The rest of the things, I would not buy a floor with a pink wall or a wooden cladding or a Victorian detail. Yeah.
So talking about the tricks of the trade.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it is just what people want is what you give.
Yeah. So I think a nicely designed washroom is something that's
but in our field sometimes you have to mold their likings. Because they like anything, whatever is available on the net. It's colorful or it's white, or if it has nothing, they are going to love the picture. So, but we have to design practically, but practically it's going to look wow. How it will look good in that space, within specified limit and within specified budget.
So the second topic is mobile phones have become bathroom buddies. What sort of space is delineated for such matters?
I think personally I do not like, but if someone wants it, then I think some ledge should be there, or there are some stands or niches in front of the WC where you can keep your mobile phones without touching it. Maybe with the voice command.
So I'm currently doing a project in Green Park, and this is one major concern that my client every time has only one question: where's my space for my ashtray and my mobile?
It's a very relevant
So this is the only
I mean,
so,
me also, like, I would be like
Personally, I don't like.
But of course we are
course,
people.
we
We are
have to
people's
design
designers,
according
right?
to
So
the
we have
design, not for our
design for
personal
people.
liking. Yes.
So definitely, like when you're talking about this, so of course WC seat is the only place where you can use your mobile. Actually, you're not going to use them in wet areas. So the only thing that we need to understand is just the functionality part of it, where we need to give a space to keep the mobile. I think that's the only little thing.
Tuck-ins in the wall can be
Right.
Or maybe a ledge on a
that
side.
height.
Yeah,
That's also
something like
purpose.
that. Exactly.
Add the niches to the side wall of the.
Or if it's a cubicle kind of a washroom, and where you have shower cubicle, separate shower cubicle and separate WC cubicle, then you can create a niche in front of that. It is approachable also, and you will see like this in front of you. You do not have to move on a side. Otherwise, niches are usually on the sides. If it's a bigger bathroom or like WC is not in a cubicle.
Newspapers are so outdated. Everyone wants to see.
They have app.
phone on the
Everybody
WC
has app.
in a relaxed mode.
In fact, one of the client wanted mirror television on that mirror.
I'm doing the
that is,
projector.
So you have one
jacuzzi and the TV
all of
and the
that.
AC on the bathroom.
So the next big thing that any accessory or sanitary brand needs to design is just like what we have smartwatches, and we can have something for the bathroom too. Why not? Where you don't have to touch anything and still you're connected.
No, but I was speaking to somebody from Fima right now, but we had to walk in for the panel. You have the speakers that are embedded in the shower
Embedded in the shower panel.
So like me and my husband, we sleep in different rooms because at 6 a.m. his news goes on. So when he's walking into the washroom, the news needs to be on.
Yes.
So he was telling me that so there's a lot of different kind of technologies where you can kind of just switch on the thing, and the mobile doesn't need to be physically a part of the space, but we become a generation that we cannot be detached from the mobile for a very long time.
So basically automation.
Yeah, so that kind of automation or something that they can engineer into their,
I think
without physically touching it.
So something must already be,
Yeah.
I think there must be something which is
I think Fima has some product or
Okay,
something.
that's great. So I would really
Or
like to see that.
somebody was telling me. Okay, then regarding usability, there have always been issues for bathroom storage for compact spaces. How would you suggest one would tackle that?
We can add vanities for the storage or toiletries for the towels, and we can add storage back of the WC. So when concealed tank is elevated, so we can add the storage with the pallas and the storage, and we can add with the niches, shells with the lighting effects. So we can add crystals there for the greenery part, and hidden storage for the bathrobes. And I usually prefer the corner areas so we can hide the bathrobes and undergarments, so we can give a luxury look also.
Like behind the mirror also we can have so that it makes.
So any corners,
Bigger
any
mirrors.
spaces, more of concealed spaces where these storages are not available, not visible. Sorry, where they are not adding up to the elements of the whole bathroom design. So storage is always
You can just have a very thin cabinet which is further covered with mirrors, so that will also help you to make visually look bigger, and same time you can have lot of stuff in it. So the small bathroom, even it's like in black color, it will look very interesting, and combined with the mirror, it double ups the effect.
Everyone, even all clients, 100%, they want maximum storage. The ladies' के requirement ही है कि maximum storage हो in the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the storeroom, everywhere.
actually one requires, everything you need in a washroom can't be kept in a adjoining dresser. You have to have in a bathroom only. So there is, you should design some nice cabinets, or maybe in a thinner form, not like 1 feet deep, maybe a 6-inch deep. That solves the purpose. Because you have only small things which is required in a washroom.
Cosmetics.
Yes, cosmetic or anything, all toiletries, everything is accommodated in that.
So one thing that I think we covered mostly everything. One thing that I have started doing for areas where I have physical constraint, which is a lot considering I just told you about the build-up project, where I have enough depth, like for the shower cabins, we've started making a small bench, because you're like, one person is not literally using the entire length, and we make a small tall cabinet embedded in the, although you can't access the entire length, and the residual space we can using like a bench that ladies can use for things that they do while sitting down, in a small thin cabinet which is opening up to like a tiles or something, and just reduce the length of the depth of the shower cabinet, because the width you can't reduce. So that's something we've started doing for like a 700 square yard or a 500 square yard project, and people are kind of like giving into it and saying that yeah, we are open to this kind of discussion, because you have to give up something. You can't be like
more of cubicle functional space,
yeah,
that is
because
actually
like
going to be
a 3
used.
by 3 or a 4 by 4.
Even whatever you give in a shower area, that is not sufficient. You want more of a storage in a dry area.
Yeah.
That is more useful.
No, so I'm like, for example, when you just enter, I'm just talking about like a 10 feet by a 5 feet, this thing you enter. Where your shower area ends, you enter the cabinet, opens towards the dry area,
that's right.
and your glass partition just ends where it's supposed to end.
It is
like in nicely made compact hotels and boutique hotels,
So
where there's stuff in a bathtub also, but your cubicle is small, like that. Dry and wet spaces is difficult for compact bathrooms. How do you suggest one can go about it?
I'll prefer to give us shower enclosures, glass partitions, curtains, or we can step down for the bathing area, like 1 inches or 0.5 inches, and the step. So anybody can come from the wet area to dry area, just stepping up, just step.
Shower cubicles with the
Clear glass.
Yeah, the best. Right.
Compartmenting
Even
all
if
spaces.
you can't give a full partition, at least half partition will do. That will at least protect your WC or vanity to get wet. They are protected from the shower.
So as soon as you compartment with glasses, like you said, so we can really, just separate it out whether it's a small or a big area.
area is defined.
Absolutely.
Clean and tidy, functional over everything. Do you agree, or do you have a different take on this?
Tidiness and cleanliness is more important than overall functionality, because there is a if you want to judge a person, you want to know the mentality of the person and you want to know the behavior of the person, you should check out their washroom first. Washroom is a main role and main important thing of the house. Even like we said,
How do you maintain it?
how do you maintain it? It shows their behavior, it shows their mentality. If we create a onyx bathroom with the luxury fittings and they don't maintain, so it shows they can't maintain, and the negativity also. Of tidiness, if your bathroom is so simple, if we are going for simple shower panels, that's it, nothing luxury, like it is tidy, that will give positivity. And like we always say, if you want to know the person, you don't look for the outfit.
Go to the washroom. How do they maintain it?
And don't judge like outfit. You can check out their footwear. So that's like we can check out their washrooms first.
So I would like to put the opposite way, like they say, form follows function. Similarly, if the space is functional,
then
it
it
is
will be
obviously going to be tidy. So we designers have a lot of role to play in it. If we are giving a functional space and we are catering to all the requirements of functionality,
The layout
aesthetics
is good.
definitely become a part of it. That is a second important thing, definitely. But if it is functional, it is definitely going to be tidy. Of course,
If you have
rest depends on the client.
It depends on us that how many things. If we don't give a laundry basket, so what will happen to the washroom? One will throw or one will hang somewhere. So we have to accommodate everything. space for all cleaners, space for all, these baskets. So these should be accommodated while designing a washroom. Otherwise, the bathroom will be like initially, till it is not yours, it will be beautiful. The day it will be used, it will be messy. So it's all in our hands. How do we plan it?
So we have to be very empathetic about the design.
Yes.
With each and every client, because everybody uses their space in a different way.
Yes.
So that comes with experience too. Once we, all of us have been working. So all of you, I'm sure, can understand what I'm trying to say is that, once you try and, that emotional quotient with the client ultimately matters, that how you understand them and how you give back that functionality to them through your design.
Mostly designers forget all these points, all functionality. They are focusing on how to give light, what mirror will be used, because that's our point of interest. We forget these practical things which are actually required. Mostly people forget. I do not see any washroom with all the kind of things we find in a hotel. Whenever we are designing, we omit all those. We are just focusing on this floating or metal thing or PVD thing. That's it. That's in our mind.
So that's what has to come from us.
Yes. Actually, it's
Because client is only going to look
client
at all the
white bathroom, black bathroom. They just
show
know this
10,000
thing only.
photographs.
Rest is our duty to give.
Right, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'll just add a little bit to that. Basically, I don't think there's any skipping functionality.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, keeping it tidy or not, I mean, obviously it's in the hands of the end user, but as designers, like getting a basic planning light. And then, of course, like the way you added, we have to get into the nitty-gritties, like the way we get into a kitchen discussion.
Yes.
One has to really understand that a washroom is really important.
Right.
Of course, depending on the kind of your engagement with the client and all our other financial aspects. Yeah, but I think for me, at least when the project allows you, I would like to just go all out and really engage in the bathroom design, because bathrooms are very important at your private spaces. Whenever, of course, the client is also engaging enough to understand that. It's a full room that you have to yourself. The conventional 3-fixture bathroom, but as designers, how can we elevate the whole user experience?
The 3-fixture bathroom, the experience can only be elevated with the kind of fixtures that we are using, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, just some time back, I was just, one of the guys was just showing me around, and we were talking about different type of fixtures, what different kind of fixtures are available, and what is going to be the user experience with it.
Correct.
So the user experience is going to elevate the 3-fixture bathroom design and the use. So that's the only thing, because 3-fixture would only be a 3-fixture. Nothing is going to be added, but the elevation is going to come with the what exactly is the user experience, what exactly you are getting through that particular fixture.
I usually give basically body jets and bathing panels, for glass panels in bathing. I don't give a tap system like the fixtures. So if anybody, my client wants particular that, so I provide. Otherwise, I prefer to give something like that.
So what about the saving water? If we are just using body jets, then we are wasting a lot of water. That is what I feel. So I always educate my client about the same, that if we are using, these are definitely luxury, and if these are available, we should be using them once in a while. But at the same time, we have to give back to the earth too by being very, very sustainable, and especially in this part of the world where the water is very limited, comparing ourselves to North America, where water is abundant. So absolutely sensitive. So that's what I feel.
Yeah, so I think for this, that's it. I mean, for a 3-seater, this thing, there is no other answer. Where you have a bigger canvas to play, you can go out, make a room, make a bathtub, and do whatever you want. You can have the dressing table. But for this question, there's only one answer. A brand like this, for example, which has products that really feel like art and beautiful and nicely done. Or for example, she might have a different kind of color palette that she works with. I might have a different color palette. But they have like a nice set of options that kind of goes with the time, but it kind of also gives you options. But yeah, I mean, the touch and feel, the look of it, and nice, beautiful artistic product, because that's it. You can't increase the number of fixtures, you have to work within that limited palette.
So when we're talking about these textures too, the one thing that I really loved about this texture is the concrete one. which is very different, and the feel factor is very nice. So coming back to the trend that is ongoing, where we are combining the rustic with the classy look. So this can be one answer to that.
And also, I think none of the products are like over the top. They are, in terms of a volume, they don't occupy too much.
Absolutely.
Sometimes a lot of technology and kitchen vendors and toilets, you can see the connections. I mean, so it's kind of, there's a balance between the art and the look and the materials and all of it.
But when you are designing a luxury bathroom, you can add on features also. Correct. You can have double basins, you can have a tub. You're not using it every day. You're maybe within 15 days or within a month, like steam. So these are factors which feel good factor.
Yeah.
So you're soaking in a tub, it is so relaxing. So these are things we should accommodate when we are getting a luxury houses or something. So this is the main area. We should have a feel of a spa in a washroom.
One fixture that I really loved is their shower, which looks like a chandelier.
Yes.
So I was just inquiring about it. Nice. The only constraint that we would want to have is the height.
Yeah.
So if we have the height, I think this is a beautiful fixture which can be used to look like a chandelier, but at the same time it's giving the functionality of a shower, which is very beautiful.
Thank you. Lovely talking to all of you guys and interacting with you.
Same here.